Hi, everyone. Okay, we are the Art Guild today. So I decided to just go live for a few minutes, like a half an hour or so. Okay, and I'm trying to get the other video going. Okay, there we go. All righty. So I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. It's Saturday. It's the weekend. It's the time to relax. Maybe get your scraps out. Um, Create something, have some fun. So I'll get you up to date on what I'm doing. Now, some of you will remember this project from the last video um, that we did, and I had just constructing the hat. So actually, that was just yesterday. So maybe some of you haven't even seen it yet. But I am here at the guild, so I brought my sewing machine with me. I brought the pieces of fabric with me. So you'll recognize these designs we just did yesterday with all the beautiful new gifted scrap fabrics that were given to me here from another artisan friend. So this is what I'm putting the lining on the back of each piece. So when we piece the hat together, the lining is already there. So for those of you who haven't seen the video yet, so that's what I'm doing. And this one I'm going to give a few more stitches to just to finish that up a little bit. And these others are done, so those can get the lining. And we're going to give a few more stitches to, I should say, top stitches to the crown. So we'll do that too. And I'm having a really hard time seeing the screen. It's just the way it is today. It's just the lighting. I've turned it a few different ways. So if I don't see your comments right away, that's why. But I'll be sure to see them after. So we're going to give this a few more top stitches. And it doesn't really need it, but I want the design on there. And when I do my seams, I always slow down. Does it make a difference of the thread that you're using? If you're concerned about the thread, it could make a difference. I um I'm running out of thread, so I'm using a nice purple, and I do like this color a lot. It adds a totally different vibe. Okay, now do the stitches have to be straight? In my book, they don't have to be straight. And I talked to you about that. It can be um you can do what they call stipple stitching, or you can do just kind of draw pictures on it or make different geo designs. You can do any way you want. Now, something I like to do is make sure, see how these edges here? That still needs to be sewed. So I want to make sure my edges are sewed on really, really well. And I do want to thank everyone for your awesome comments this morning. Um, I make sure I check a few times a day so I can answer everybody and respond to each of you. The comments are simply wonderful, and I'm so glad you're inspired and getting your scraps out because that's what this is about. It's about really encouraging everyone to repurpose. Now, someone came up with a fantastic idea. What she's going to do is take some scrap pieces, maybe seams, or fabrics, and sew them right onto her clothing and make some designs. And I love that idea. That pops. And maybe we'll even do a video on that because I've done that with hand stitching, doing the Boro Sashiko inspired hearts and whatnot on some of my garments, but I haven't done the machine sew. So I love that idea. And but we're doing the machine sewing kind of moves us along a little bit and it helps with the timeline a little bit. Okay, so I feel like this one is done. And I've got the edges, I've got the stitches. I feel like that's done. So I'm going to get the lining on the back of this one. And we'll be putting the linings on. And I brought my model styrofoam head to so we can use that to fit the hat onto. I don't know if we're going to get that far. I'm going to do a little bit and then probably break for coffee in a little while. Make sure we can keep talking. Okay. I love this fabric. Now, oh, that's what I was going to talk to you about yesterday a little bit more. Um, it, the fabric, when you use fabric for the inside of the hat, yes, we can say it's 100% cotton for sure. You want to use, if you can get 100% cotton, perfect. However, this cotton, this is more of a linen. This this is not soft. Let's put it that way. This is a different weight cotton, and it's actually vintage. This is probably vintage also, but the difference is this one is soft. So anything that's going to go like on the head and especially touching the forehead or the ears or the neck, you want to make sure it's soft and not just and you want to make sure, in my opinion, it's organic, and you can do that with scrap fabrics. There's so many 100% organic fabrics out there. So that's why I really like this one. I'm going with this one. Would this one look really posh and kind of designy? It would, but it would not be comfortable on the person who's wearing it. So that's why that's on a coin bag. A coin bag being carried in a little bit like that. And plus that type of cotton is a little bit more durable. So, okay, so we have that one already. And I'm just checking this out. That one's ready to be sewn on. And I'd say this one is also ready. This one I went ahead and added the little orange or red fabric just to give it a little more pizzazz and to kind of fall in line with the other designs. It kind of seemed like it was out kind of on its own a little bit. So This is the last panel for our hat. Now, I also do the panels have to match? You can get really artsy and really designy with the lining. You don't have to have it be a perfect match. As long as it's soft, that's all that matters. So this one, I'm going to give a little bit more stitching to. It's pretty good, but there's still a little bit space here. So for those of you who are just checking in, we are at the Artists Guild and up in Milton, and I'm doing some demos set up here, just working. Table shaking. See, this one's a little bit lighter. You can't really see it. This is where it is here, right here. But that's okay. The it subtly adds to the design. So you can see that's adhering a little bit more. So I'm going to go straight across and right on the seam. But when I do that, I'm going to go slow. So I don't stress the needle. This is perfect. And I really, really, really like the design with the top stitching. There's so much you can do. So we're going to get a lining for the top with a crown. And having enough fabric, like I said, if you run out of fabric, that's okay. These don't have to match. You can make a whole design with the lining, but as long as it's nice and soft, you're good. Now, the only thing is I didn't bring my iron, so that will have to be something that I do when I get back home. And how I do it is I just pin it right on to the fabric and then I cut. And you can trace it or whatever way is most comfortable for you. And I'm going to share with you a few other things I brought up with me. A couple of ideas I may have talked about in the other video, but I'll show them to you today. That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. I love the design. It is totally vintage and it's going to work beautifully with this hat. I slow down when I get to the seams. I was saying in the other video, I think I'm going to go around and around. So that's what I'm going to do actually, is I'm going to go around a few times and then I'll share with you how the top stitch fills in that design just a little bit more. The table is shaking here. We'll bring it up a little more. Now this is as far as I'm going to go on the stitching for the crown on the inside. So I don't want too many top stitches because when this hat wears, those stitches may become more prominent. And if they're touching a part of the head or skin, you don't want it to be uncomfortable. So that's enough right there. And I'm just going to go stay around the edges and call that good. And this is adorable on the outside, really cutesy. And I'm staying about an eighth of an inch away from the edge. That's as far as I'm going from the edge. I'm just going right around on the edge. Everyone, so this is the crown completed, and bring you along with me on a few more of the panels, just to be giving you a little bit of insight. And what I would do with this hat is I go along before I start stitching the panels onto it, I would trim up here and just get it nice and flush with the edge of the denim. And then I would begin my sewing and make sure you clip any of the strings or threads that are hanging out like that. And the same with the panels. I will trim them as we go along there. And again, I'm staying about an eighth of an inch from the edge. The other thing I like to do is go straight to the edge. I don't do my little square like turn and do my square. In this, what I do, because I want to make sure I get those corners adhered and sewed really, really well. And I do the same when I do my hand stitching. I will go straight to the edge. So you see how your fabric comes out a little bit there. Now, depending how boho or relaxed or how far you're going to go with your fraying or your design. I mean, some people leave them. I have. I have left them. So for this particular project, I am going to trim. But it's all in the statement that you want to make too. Okay, everyone. So, I just really wanted to pop on here today as here I am at the Art Guild, and I just wanted to share a little bit with you on what I was doing and just inspire you a little bit more. So, these are the designs. This is the lining. And when we finish the hat, I will throw a little video up on Patreon and we'll make it public to share with everyone. So, with that, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. And I can't see my screen too good. So, let's see if we can even uh, get off of the screen. Have a beautiful day.